Now, there's this chapter in the book, Decentralized Command.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Give me a business example. I mean, you've been consulting with tons and tons of organizations.
Go find my notes.
When is a decentralized command better? Because you lots of time to think, okay, everything comes from right here. But in the book, an entire chapter, it is, when functioning properly, it is better to be decentralized.
Yeah.
Why is that the case?
I can give you a great example of how it didn't work. And one time we were working to stand up an innovation function for a health plan. We were part of the innovation group, but for lots of reasons sort of leading up to where we were, there was never real clear executive sponsorship given from the CEO's office in terms of what things to go innovate, right? Okay. So you could pick a lot of things. So there wasn't clarity. So I like this decentralized command because this idea was, I'm going to give you principles, I'm going to make sure you understand the mission, and I'm going to give you some SOPs, right? We never got that. We were sort of given a blank check, which at first sounds great, except for the fact that we just started wreaking havoc on the organization because we just went looking for stuff to innovate, right? Which was terrible, right? So it wasn't actually decentralized command. It was complete chaos, which is sort of the extreme of what happens when you don't provide the structure they talked about.
So you were given a check, go do something.
Well, go do something, but then, so here's what I realized. A couple of key insights from that. One is, what innovation actually meant, and we didn't realize this because no one had said anything for 2 years, was the reason there was an innovation group at all was because in the RFPs, the request for proposals that the health plan was filling out for very large multinational corporations to be their health plan provider, there was the question, what are you doing innovative? So they actually didn't want us to innovate. They wanted us to have a nice answer to the question, what are you doing to innovate? And the reason I know that is because when I got called into a meeting, there were 6 people there to write the story of innovation, but only 3 of us who had actually been hired to innovate. And then I realized, ding, 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 ding. Now I know this is about selling business, which is fine if that's what it's about. But don't sell me this story that you actually want to innovate when really what you're trying to do is sell product, which is fine. Like, let's focus on that.
Call it that.
Right,
then.
call it that. And then the other funny story about that one, interestingly, was because there was no clear decentralized command, there was no guiding principles, none of this executive sponsorship that's so critically important to actually innovate. We as a group, in partnership with a technology provider, built an Alexa skill set to answer questions about your health plan before any people listening to this knew what an Alexa was. We had this ready in 2014, 8 years ago. We had you could ask Alexa, this before anybody was using Alexa, right? This was, hey Alexa, what's can I get a primary care appointment? What's my copay for this? What's my we built a skill to do that. We presented it to the CEO. The CEO says, that's great, go faster. But then because of the fact that it flew in the face of the incentive models for all of the VPs, they all sat around the room and go, Literally, I watched them walk out of the room, and they actively, over the next 6 months, killed the project. Because not good decentralized command, not clarity of purpose, not clarity of roles, no guiding principles. Anyhow, I got all worked up when I read that passage.
But that's an example of it. You've got to be all going in the right direction.
Absolutely.
And whatever one's organization is, what's the goal?